Well, another show in the books and another good show by NXT for NXT Takeover Phoenix. Um, what's there to say? Every fucking time that NXT goes live on a pay-per-view type feel of event, they nail it every single time. There ain't one thing in this event that upsets me whatsoever, outside of Johnny Gargano winning the NXT North American Championship. I think that was something that bothered me to see him beat Ricochet for the title. Seeing him beat Ricochet for the title really kind of pissed me off and threw me for a loop. I don't understand what the point is of doing that if they're going to go in the route of having Johnny Gargano win the NXT World title at the end of this whole scenario. Which I hope that's the route they're still going with, despite the fact that they made him win the North American Championship. I don't know what direction they're going now at this point, but it definitely threw me by surprise. Another match title change that shocked the hell out of me was the War Raiders. I thought the War Raiders, even though they won, it did not upset me whatsoever. I was very satisfied with the way they did this. The way whoever produced this match with these four men did an outstanding job with it. They made the War Raiders look believable. They made the War Raiders look good, beating Undisputed Era, and they put the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, in situations that you can't complain about what happened. Even though maybe if you want an Undisputed Era like myself to win, you gotta give it credit. You gotta give credit to where credit's due. The way they set this up is a believable way that War Raiders should have won the match. Based on height, weight, and the overall size of these two men against the Undisputed Era in comparison to their size, you got to admit that there was no way around it that War Raiders losing wouldn't have been believable. So, based on the situation, I'm okay with the decision that they decided to go with the War Raiders on the way things went down in this matchup. So I'm cool with that. Matchup overall for the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team titles to kick off the show. Fucking fantastic. I absolutely love this matchup. It reminded me a lot of the NXT UK Tag Team Championship match they had a couple of weeks ago. Very entertaining matchup to kickstart the show. 100%. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Very enjoyable matchup. Everything that broke down in this matchup was fucking outrageous. The War Raiders used each other as fucking weapons. And Hanson, man, the guy with the longer hair, he was doing some freaking crazy flips, acting as if he's a 205 Live guy. I could not believe he was doing moves that a cruiserweight does. Very impressive stuff. Very enjoyable too also. So I was super excited about this matchup just kicking the show off. Then you had Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle. This matchup shocked the hell out of me. I actually was entertained, and I said this was going to be the worst match on the card, and it wasn't as good as every match on the card, but it was still quite entertaining. But the way they ended it, they buried Cassius Ohno. Really, at this point, they ought to just retire him. This was retarded. And made Riddle look really good. I give props to Ohno to just do something like this to his own character and be willing to do it just to put over Riddle like this. Riddle went ahead and was unleashing bombs of elbow strikes to the back of the head and the side of the face of Cassius Ohno, and eventually Ohno just taps out. This wasn't even a submission hold, and he's just tapping out in the middle of the ring, giving a win to trying to say his fucking name, I can't even think of the name. Matt Riddle. Cassius tapping out to Matt Riddle with elbow strikes to the head. There's nothing much to say here that this match was super bad. It wasn't. It was a decent matchup, entertaining for what it was, and I had no problem with this match. Then that match was a 3 out of 5 stars. Johnny Gargano and Ricochet, I'm sorry to say, was the steal. It was the match stealer of the night, man. It was the showstopper. It stole the fucking show. 5 out of 5 stars, 100%. This match outshined the World Championship match, even though the World Championship match was pretty fucking good in its own right, and it had even a lot more storyline build up to it going in. Ricochet, I'm sorry, man. Ricochet is the star of fucking WWE. This guy could outperform anybody in the company, Seth Rollins. I don't give a flying fuck. You can't convince me otherwise. This guy did some freaking outrageous shit in this matchup that blew me away. I can't understand how in the fuck this guy's even on NXT when he should be on the main roster being a WWE champion at 30 years old. This guy does unbelievable shit. Fucking flips off the apron, making it look easy like Mauro Ranallo said. I couldn't believe what this guy did. Johnny Gargano, he was fucking great too. He held his own in this matchup and led the way as well. Both men did their dance within this matchup to help get the audience off their feet, cheering and screaming for this match. They both did outstanding, 100%, hands down best matchup of the entire card of the night. Fucking unbelievable. Absolutely enjoyed this. I have no complaints on this one, even though Johnny Gargano won. I am upset, though, Johnny Gargano wins the North American Championship because I don't understand where this leaves him leading to the World Championship at this point. But regardless of all that, match-wise, unbelievable matchup. Extremely happy to watch it. Thought it was fucking unbelievable. 5 out of 5 stars, hands down, no questions asked. Then we got the Women's Championship matchup with Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair. Shayna Baszler, she's the shit, man. She makes Ronda Rousey look like a fucking piece of shit. Shayna Baszler is better in WWE wrestling than Ronda Rousey is. Ronda Rousey's a great wrestler, no doubt about it. I have no complaints on her. But Shayna Baszler plays and is casted correctly. She's a badass who kicks ass. Ronda Rousey, she kicks ass. But she ain't playing the right role. Sorry. I really am. I'm sorry to say that, but Ronda Rousey is being casted incorrectly. This woman's a UFC fighter. She is a fucking badass, kick-ass bitch. She needs to be portrayed as a mean motherfucker. Shayna Baszler is that character. She's the one, when she moves up to the main roster, is going to be positioned in a world championship picture in the women's division. Hands down. If they don't put her in the right place, they don't put her in that world championship spot, shame on WWE, and of course, they usually do the wrong things anyway, so what does it fucking matter in the end? Right? Who cares? Bianca Belair, gotta give her credit. As much as I don't like her, I don't care for her that much. I think she's a total fucking diva, overrated bullshit. She did her part in this matchup. I will give her that. She sold the moves that Shayna Baszler did to her correctly. She gave me the impression she was hurting very badly. And the way it was set up based on the situation, it was the right way to go. Shayna Baszler wins by submission. But they do the right thing by Bianca Belair. She may have lost the match, but she didn't submit. She didn't quit. She didn't tap out. She didn't do shit. She just fell asleep. Stone Cold Steve Austin style. And I believe I did mention that one in that review or not the review, predictions preview video last night during my Random Wrestling Talk episode number 2. So, if you guys didn't check that out, check it out. But I do believe I mentioned that in that video. So, don't get me wrong. If I didn't say that, then excuse me for my mistake. But bottom line, guys, Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, good matchup, 4 out of 5 stars. No complaints there either. There's nothing to say about this event that gets me revved up and want to rant. Nothing. This is a 100% hit on the list of matches for a match card that it should be. They went into this lackluster almost near the end because they sold the living shit out of it for 2-3 months in a row going into it. So for a few weeks they were lackluster, and yet at the end of the day, when they got down to it, to the itty gritty, down to the actual event itself, they produced. They gave you everything they had in the ring. They put real life situations in motion and gave you believable ideas to why these people were selected as the winner of the match based on the situation at hand. That is the way you're supposed to do it, to get people convinced, yes, they deserve the win based on what they saw. Not on some bullshit forced on thing to the audience. That's all there is to it. Too much political bullshit kills a brand or a company within itself. Sorry. Sorry, Vince. Nobody wants your damn Roman Reigns. I mean, I hope Roman Reigns is getting better. I hope he stays healthy, and I hope he comes back to wrestling and is casted correctly. But do I like what they did with him? Absolutely not. Couldn't stand a damn thing they were doing. Thought it was bullshit. Anyway, now getting to the main event for the World Championship of NXT. Tommaso Ciampa once again portraying this character to the max, man. He's fucking hilarious. He's a fucking vicious motherfucker. He didn't cheat not one bit in this matchup. He did not use a chair. He did not have outside interference. He didn't do anything but do it on his own. And what did he do to get that victory? He focused on a body part on Aleister Black. He attacked the leg, which is a very important element of Aleister Black's finishing maneuver, and he got the win. That was intelligent booking. The way they set that up was the right thing they did. The crowd was into it. Everybody was into it. And I'll tell you what, that matchup was well worth a main event spot. It may not be what I said it would be towards, like, it's not 5 out of 5. It's 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I am not saying it's 5 out of 5 is because of the fact that Johnny Gargano and Ricochet, they just blend well, so well together. It's ridiculous. So bottom line is, I feel that is one of the reasons why it got the 5 out of 5 treatment. This one, though, on the other hand, it was very good, no doubt about it, but it didn't have the same type of feel that Ricochet and Johnny Gargano gave you. But the match itself, well worth everybody's time. If you haven't watched it, I promise you will not waste your time watching it. It was fucking fun and entertaining to watch. It was a blast. I really enjoyed myself. 4.5 out of 5 stars for that matchup. Not Johnny Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa retains his title, and at the end of the show, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa hold the titles together up on the stage, and that's how the show closes out. Like I said, the storyline is going through just the way I said it would. They're making those two guys the top-notch guys. They're putting them together. They're linking them as one once again, reuniting them as one. I gotta say, I must know my shit, or I must be getting paid by WWE to do the storyline shit, and leaking this shit out to you people. But I highly doubt that, because if I did, I wouldn't be on this fucking channel getting only a few views every so often and what have you. But anyway, guys, hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you on that. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.